Hello and welcome to 5 simple Minecraft path designs. First up, we have a Taiga biome path. This one is just a classic path using path blocks, gravel, and chorus dirt with some stone buttons to act as stones to add some more depth to the path. I've also gone around and added in these little benches here and these lampposts which add light so that you can actually see at nighttime on this path. These I like to use campfires on, but that can get expensive if you make this a big path, so this could also be replaced with any slab if you wanted to. Also, because this is in a taiga biome, I had to use some sweet berries because I like the red color. It kind of contrasts with the path pretty nicely. It's also important to make sure that you have bushes along the side, that way it feels a little bit more part of the world. I've also gone around and just bone mealed the grass. You don't have to do that, but I personally think that it looks pretty nice and it adds a lot to the path design. But that does it for path number 1. Now on to path number 2. So path number 2 is kind of a city or town path, and this just uses a mix of polished andesite and stone bricks. I've also added in some polished granite stairs so that it kind of adds like some drainage for your city or your town or whatever, and then I've added pretty much the exact same lampposts to this one, they're just double-sided. You could also expand this if you wanted and have like a bigger section in the middle with like a fountain, but that's going to do it for path number 2. Now on to path number 3. So path number 3 is a desert path design. So for this one, I've just added in some red sand along with some just normal terracotta blocks with some cut sandstone. You could also just use sandstone, they all have the same top texture, but then I've added in some jungle buttons here. I don't really know what they're supposed to act as, but I just think that they look kind of nice, so I added them in. Now this one I kind of have like a canopy sort of design. This is obviously not an easy path to build or very practical for large sorts of builds, but I was kind of going for like almost like Egyptian royalty sort of design here. So if you had like a giant pyramid or just a little village with like some place for like royalty, this would be a really nice path for that. I've also added in some ponds here with lily pads just to make you feel like you have like a desert oasis. Also, a quick tip, the only leaves that don't turn brown in the jungle are azalea leaves and flowering azalea leaves. So if you want your leaves to look nice and vibrant like this, then you're going to have to use one of those 2 leaves types, otherwise they're going to be pretty brown. So for the canopy up here, I've just added in some jungle slabs along with the leaves to make it look like it's very overgrown, and just continue on with that desert oasis theme. I've also added in the pillars here using some sandstone walls and some jungle fences so that it looks nice and supported. And also, if you are doing this, make sure that you evenly space out these pillars here, because as I was building this, I noticed that it looks really off if you have them like unevenly spaced. So if you want to have the illusion of like a supported canopy, then it's important to space them evenly. But that's going to do it for build number 3. So for build number 4, we have this medieval path. So the way I've constructed this is just by using gravel and chorus dirt for the path, and once again using stone buttons to act as rocks. These are pretty important in my opinion for like almost every path because they do add a lot of character and depth to your path and just make it like 10 times better. I've also gone around and added in these bushes with just spruce and birch leaves mixed together because I feel like this is a very underrated building style in my opinion. I do not see very many people mixing in leaves like this, and I think that it just adds a lot more texture and makes your builds a lot nicer, and especially your paths. You also, for this open path design, don't want to make your bushes too big. I even thought this one here when you're walking along the path might have been a little ambitious, but if you have an open path like this, you definitely don't want to go too crazy with bushes. I've also, over here, added in some cobblestone walls with lanterns on top, and I just think that they look really nice without needing to do that entire lamppost thing. But that's going to do it for path number 4. Now let's go on to path number 5. So for path number 5, we have this kind of barn or farm style path here. So what I've done is just added chorus dirt and then path blocks just along this with a 3 wide path, and then I've done this alternating cobblestone wall with some fence gates. If you want it to get it to do this, you just have to place walls like so, and then you can place the gates in the middle. If you wanted to, you could also have it be like this with longer intervals between the walls. If you're going for a longer path, that way it looks a little less busy. But I've also added in these lampposts here with just the normal fences and campfires. Once again, you could just replace those with slabs if you wanted to. But yeah, same as all of the others. And then I've gone on here and added some lanterns onto the remaining walls that don't have these posts. This is so that the wall doesn't just look flat, and it adds this little bump in it, because I feel like it looks kind of weird just flat, honestly. So that's why I added in the extra lanterns there, but it's up to you if you want. Also, another very cool thing about this path is if you're in a hardcore world, it's pretty good at protecting you from monsters. Because if you're walking along here, no creepers are going to be able to get to you at night because you have these fence gates and normal walls here and plenty of lighting. So this is a pretty nice path for hardcore mode as well. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for the support on the last build tutorials video. I really appreciate it, you guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and comment your favorite path or any tutorials you would like to see in the future. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.